Sweet life, this life. Whoa. Hey, hey.
And as we'll see at the very end, more recently, I think people have moved to a more open understanding of mourning to include, and we'll talk more about this later, that mourning doesn't always have to occur. And it doesn't necessarily have to then lead to some kind of pathology. So there are many situational variables. It depends on who you're mourning, so on and so forth, that it doesn't definitely require that you go through these tasks. And I think that seems a much broader kind of construct. And we'll talk about what situations might you imagine where by the mourning has already been done while the person was alive, actually. And then doesn't have to repeat this. So there's that individualistic approach, and that's fairly new in the field. 1995 to about 2000, it began to, this whole idea of stages within the mourning was not generally found to be the case when they started doing hardcore research on it. That the majority of people, or a good part of the people, never go through these steps. And they've mourned, so to speak, in their own way while the person may still be alive, but knowing that the person has limited time. So again, there are many reasons. So I think this also frees a lot of people up, not have to be put into a step-by-step progression through the mourning, and leaves open the possibility that there are very reasonable ways that people can mourn, or even not mourn if they've already been through something like this. So we'll get to that at the very end, I think. I guess it used to be thought that sometimes people would avoid or deny the pain of losing somebody. And many times that would then be considered somewhat pathological. And I think at the end, again, we're going to try and broaden the perspective of mourning and make it less cookie cutter, A, B, C, D, E, and you have to do this. And there's some value in studying this, and there's also some value of leaving open much individual differences in terms of how some people mourn or don't. You deal with the emotions, and again, it's usually some kind of sadness, some kind of dysphoria. So think about if you've had a loss of a loved one. Anybody here gone through that? Okay. How would you describe the process of whatever pain, if you had any, associated with that? And maybe you're still mourning in some way. Anybody want to talk about it? So adjusting to the world without the deceased. And again, this is so varied according to how and when the person passed away and the time that you would need to adjust. So if there was a long period of time of dying, so to speak, sometimes the adjustment is a little bit easier. It's spread over a long period of time. But a sudden death oftentimes leads to that shock. And for me, it was just putting it into neutral and doing what I had to do. And that's how I dealt with some things like that. You become busy. Traditionally a masculine way maybe of doing things, right? Hiding the feelings and get busy, right? How about this one? This one we've read before, right? But Dr. Brady needs to read it. I'll read it to you. How's that? A wife got so mad at her husband, she packed his bags and told him to get out. As he walked through the door, she yelled, "I hope you die a long, slow, painful death." He turned around and said, "So you want me to stay?" Class is about death and dying, so you understand. You'll get the theme of this. Right? This one you remember, right?
Mark, protect your soul, don't surrender. Oh no, no, no. Mark, open your eyes, look over your shoulder. Not that I have done any wrong, but they don't sleep.